And here I thought I was going to have a day off from this. Well, apparently not. So, I've been trying to upload videos all day. I guess I have another one to do. Apparently, according to Blizzard, they decided to have uh, they decided to have an update to what they're going to be doing called the Defense Matrix Initiative. Now, at first, I didn't know what exactly that they were trying to get at. I legitimately did not know this was a thing. I had heard a part of this talking about the SMS protection, but I didn't know that it was part of a greater article. So we're going to quickly review this together. So as Overwatch 2 is going free to play, driven by our belief that the game should be played and enjoyed alongside friends. That's why Grandmasters can't play with more than another. We're ready to read those challenges. I'm gonna try and compress this so that I don't spend 5 hours on it. Defense Matrix encompasses our infrastructure of systems designed to help protect the integrity of gameplay and promote positive behavior. The last time you did that, you cut out some very open-ended features, so I'm kind of like, just mind that I am very skeptical. I'm gonna move this to the other side because there's nothing literally over here. Okay, so going back up. So that would include defining, developing, and nurturing programs that will ensure a positive experience, ensure competitive integrity, which is kind of something that every player's been asking for anyway, and create a safer community both in and out of the game by embracing a firm stance against disruptive gameplay and enabling players who are both positive and constructive to be the leading voices in the community. That's kind of an iffy understatement, if you'll call it that, but yeah, sure. I say understatement very loosely because they could probably detail that a little bit better. They've been wanting to do that for a while, and that really hasn't been exactly easy. I don't know what words to use at this minute. I'm still recovering from my charity stream, but I will try to keep this there. So, these core philosophies guide the Defense Matrix team's efforts to work together to fortify the security and game experience of every hero, so every hero can play the game in a fair and safe environment. Player bases will be player bases. So unless you're looking to fully police everything, then you're probably going to be overworked. So just bear that in mind. Let's start with the SMS Protect that I just mentioned prior. So if anybody really doesn't know what SMS stands for, that's text messaging. In this instance, they're going to explain it, I'm sure, because I saw it before. SMS Protect brings a meaningful change when it comes to disruptive play. This additional layer of security is an industry-proven solution in combating both cheating and disruptive behavior, further protecting your experience from bad actors. Actors? I know what they meant, but it's still kind of funny, like their choice of words. The security of your account is important, and SMS Protect helps verify ownership of your account in the unforeseen event of an account compromise. And similarly, if a disruptive player has been suspended or banned, SMS Protect makes it more difficult for them to return to the game. Refer to my above argument of policing. And starting on the game's opening day, all players across all platforms, including consoles, are required to have a phone number attached to their Battle.net account, and I'm going to double check that after I finish here. I'm pretty sure it's already on there, but the same phone number cannot be used on multiple accounts at the same time. Then players cannot use the same phone number to create multiple accounts. That's good. That's good. I actually do like that. And I'll explain more about this after we get to the end of this. A phone number can only be used once when making a new account, and certain types of numbers, including prepaid and voice over IP, cannot be used for SMS Protect. That's good. That's actually really good. So some people who do have prepaid, in this instance, are going to be kind of SOL, but I'll go over that in just a second. Even if you own a previous box version of the original Overwatch, you will still need to activate the Protect to play Overwatch 2. So pros to this, it is good. They are actually efficiently making it, and I do agree that for the I say integrity loosely here, but for the fact that there is a lot of people who like to smurf across different ranks, it kind of helps to narrow out the smurfing and people playing across multiple ranks and all that other good stuff. So as far as pros go, yes, it limits cheaters and limits Smurfs, which has been a very huge issue with the Overwatch community for a long time. The downside is that because they're doing this extreme policing, not only is it going to cause a little bit of strain on the good parts of the community, but there are going to going to be people that will work their way into the cracks of the armor, as it were, in the metaphor, and abuse this so that they could still smurf. Honestly, I do like the idea. I honestly want to say that prepaid should be included based on limited providers, like legitimate ones, because I used to work cellular sales, if anybody actually knows about that part of my past. And I would say that as long as they got like one of the major prepaid providers that requires you to put in a decent amount of money in order to make an account, like you have to pay a decent amount, then go for it. But other than that, the VoIP, voice over IP, I completely agree that that should be eliminated. And stuff like maybe track phone, which that's the one I'm mainly concerned about. Like you only need to pay like $30 for everything at bare minimum. Like for good reasons, that needs to be wiped out. Moving on to system design. Okay, so this ought to be this is actually new to me. Okay. System design. Overwatch is a social game with many in-game spaces where players interact, communicate, and work together. Sure. Those spaces improve the player experience through gameplay and interaction, whether in competitive, workshop, or quick play. As stewards of Overwatch, that's an interesting title, we are constantly evaluating our in-game systems. As part of this process, we've determined that there are a few spaces that we're not meeting expectations and needed improvement. And the weeks following, machine learning in audio transcription. So this is actually interesting. Okay, I'll bite. For years, our team has used machine learning to detect and prevent disruptive behavior, cheating, and disruptive text chat. Our detection methods leverage multiple systems, including your in-game reports, to identify behavior that drives down the quality of in-game experience. We're expanding our detection capabilities by introducing audio transcripts in the following weeks after launch. So I really do need more information, and they do go into this, but from surface level right there, if I was just to leave it at that, I would assume that means that they're going to take the entire audio file based on each team and have the report based on the entire match thing, in which case that's going to be a lot of data. Okay, so let's continue. Audio transcriptions allow us to collect temporary... there we go. Temporary voice chat recording of the reported player. Ooh. This ought to be good. Automatically transcribe it through speech-to-text programs. The text file is then analyzed for disruptive behavior by our chat review tools. Once an audio recording has been... I can't read. Has been transcribed to text, it is quickly deleted as the file's sole purpose is to identify potentially disruptive behavior. The text file is then deleted no later than 30 days after... Okay, so like I was mentioning, the large data files, so in this instance, it's just for the reported player. That's good. The system relies on players reporting disruptive behavior as soon as they encounter it in-game, because we do not store voice chat data long-term. This means that you should report disruptive behavior as it's occurring in-game. Exactly, baby. And give us the best chance of detecting, catching, and preventing disruptive players. The reports will matter, which is actually good. I'm glad that they're expanding on that. Console never really got a good rap for their report system. Basically that it meant nothing, but I have seen that, from time to time, console players would be listened to, just not as much as PC. It's kind of stupid. First-time user experience, otherwise called FTUE, is an introduction to Overwatch 2 specifically designed for brand new players who make their account post-launch. We want to welcome players more gradually to Overwatch 2, as we've seen consistent feedback from new players feeling overwhelmed by numerous game modes and heroes. New players begin with access to a limited set of game modes, heroes, and other restrictions to onboard them more gradually. The first phase is to them rapidly unlocks all the game modes and the ability to chat in-game. It's kind of weird, but okay, I'll continue. And the second phase unlocks all the original Overwatch heroes over the course of approximately 100 matches. It's going to be interesting. This focused experience eases new players into the world of Overwatch by teaching them about different modes, rules, and other high-level aspects of the game in an approachable way. Most FTU restrictions, I'm going to try and get that for a joke, are lifted while in a group. New players can team up with their friends at any time to play almost any game modes. Competitive is an exception to this rule because new players must complete a specific challenge to access that game mode. Thank you, Blizzard. That is the best news I've heard all day. Aside from level 25, but whatever. We'll talk about more of that later. Requirements to enter competitive are changing with Overwatch 2. Okay, right there. Removing player levels in-game, and instead having to reach a certain level, new players are now challenged to win 50 quick play matches before competitive unlocks. This gives new players time to prepare for the higher expectations that come with competitive, while long-term players don't feel discouraged by teammates who have less experience. In the process of unlocking competitive, we analyze new player skill levels to optimize matchmaking in a way that feels good to everybody. I actually do not hate that. 50 quick play, you have to win them, for one, but it's not the worst thing that I've seen. And it is actually a very good process to eliminate, because now it's like, not only do you see mentally in a subtextual level 50, which is a bigger number than level 25, but also that you have to win them. You can't just lose and gain experience and then get up there. It's 50 quick play matches won. That kind of eliminates a bunch of scrubs from getting into the competitive side of things, but, we'll see how that works in the long term anyway. While this process helps new players join the fun, it is also an effective way to discourage disruptive behavior and cheating. It is an investment to complete because it takes time to unlock game features. Competitive specifically cannot be accessed without winning matches, and disruptive players are unable to immediately affect the larger community. That I was actually just thinking that, I couldn't put it into words. With things like voice chat and match chat unlocking later in the new, free to all them, brand new accounts made by cheaters or disruptive players will have to play through this experience, giving us the chance to identify suspicious accounts before they enter other game modes. It was designed to make Overwatch 2 a welcoming, approachable, and fun game for everyone who chooses to play. It affects accounts made on or after October 4th. Anyone who's played prior, as well as Watchpoint Pack owners, will not have to play through their first-time user experience. Endorsements. Positive interactions deserve to be celebrated, so endorsements are being optimized for Overwatch 2. There will be a single endorsement category per match, rather than splitting into 3 different categories, and you will be able to endorse players on your team. Through this change, positive players will have an easier time achieving and maintaining higher endorsement levels. Our goal is that players recognize and aspire to be positive forces in our community, and we plan to reward Battle Pass experience to players with high endorsement levels to show our appreciation. The thing is like, one of the big issues that I had with endorsements, and it really wasn't as big an issue that I had a problem with, is just kind of like an afterthought. Like, how do you define it? Because some people are like, oh, well, the endorsements are, like, first off, they offer experience, so it's always good to endorse no matter what. But what about those ones that are, like, slipping through the cracks that are actually really good players, but then not getting the endorsements? Where people will just give the endorsements to another person because they helped them in a match or did something, and the other people thought that the other guy was toxic just because he was trying to lead his team, and even if he didn't do anything toxic, they didn't give him the rating. It was like people that are undeserving of the rating are getting it, versus the people that are deserving are not getting it. So that's kind of iffy right there. Pre-competitive match screen. As we mentioned, player levels are being removed, with experience going towards leveling up your battle pass. That means portrait borders that symbolize player level are going away. And nifty. Competitive skill tiers will no longer be displayed before each competitive match. Players will have customizable name cards and titles to display along their in-game name and player icon. There are a few reasons for this change. We found that to be part of the point of... I just read that. We found this to be a pain point for competitive, as some players were passing judgment. Yeah, no, I could actually see that. We want this change to help. That's actually good. I actually do agree with that, because normally you would go into a match and, like, the submental ideas were sometimes, like, pre-laden, like, oh, I'm in gold, but I'm facing off against a plat player. I'm going to lose this match. Or I'm playing against a silver player. We're going to win this match. You basically choose the battle before you even have it. So I actually see that. We already know about the ping system, so I'm going to bypass this. But I think that they're just communicate without having to use voice chat. Understand some players do not wish to participate. So hopefully the ping system will help out when people don't want to talk. That's the hope. General chat being removed because they found that area. Okay, so this is what I was reading before. General chat in-game menus is being removed from the game because they found it to be an area where frequent disruptive behavior occurred, and it doesn't serve a productive purpose, and it would be removed without compromising the core mechanics of the game. The general chat is the one that they have in the main menu, so yes, I see that. I see that. All right, and then we're down to our final tier over here, and before I upload this video, Defense Matrix Task Forces. So I'm assuming that this is talking about the actual group of people that are overlooking everything. So internal. The internal task force consists of a diverse set of roles from teams across Blizzard. It includes engineers, designers, producers, research, data scientists, security analysts, just to name a few roles. Fair and positive play reaches every group within our task force, and they all had a part in bringing Defense Matrix together. We work as a team to conduct specialized chat investigations and reverse engineer cheats to understand how they work, how they hide, and how they can how we can prevent them from impacting our players. These teams also conduct targeted deep dives into player sociology to improve our disruptive behavior investigations. I would actually like the data on how often a cheat actually occurs, because Overwatch was being updated on a near daily basis well, not near daily, but near a regular basis. I would actually like to know the data of how often cheats have actually been utilized within specifically PC and console related communities in particular. I would actually like to see how often that occurred and where they occurred and like what portions of ranked or what matches, you name it. I'd like to see that data. External, the Defense Matrix Task Force spans further than Overwatch Team and Blizzard. Our external force includes a broad range of involvement through Activision, Blizzard, King Studios, and extending beyond. Overwatch has studied the effects of cheating and disruptive behavior across multiple franchises. In addition, we're working with external partners and security vendors who design anti-tamper, anti-cheat, and anti-reverse engineering technologies. I like that. We're also taking a hard stance on encouraging positive behavior and combating disruptive players. Blizzard is founding member of the Fair Play Alliance, a global coalition that empowers people in the games industry to share their best practices, knowledge, and tools to create a fair and inclusive space in gaming. While we work with developers across the industry on how to approach prevention and penalization for disruptive behavior while rewarding and encouraging positivity in Overwatch 2, as well as other Blizzard games. Raising our APM. I don't know what APM is off the top of my head. I'll take a look. Yeah, I don't know what they mean by APM. Maybe they'll mention it here. I'm still recovering from my other stream, so I might be a little shot with some terminology here, which is also why I've been fudging my speech up a bit. Overwatch 2 gives us the chance to continue to level up and iterate on our systems that combat disruptive behavior and cheating in ways that a simple update won't allow. The SMS Protect will secure accounts of all players while combating banned players from creating new accounts and to further pollute the experiences of others. Our chat tools are being upgraded, so on and so forth. Pretty much everything that we just mentioned. So this is just more or less the final. Closing statement. Defense Matrix is an important milestone for our anti-cheating and disruptive behavior plans for Overwatch 2. As the game grows, so will our efforts to maintain long-term health of Overwatch. We'll constantly be working to improve and grow our Defense Matrix to ensure that Overwatch 2 is fun, fair, and safe game for everyone. With that being said, not much more to cover. That was just overall news. It's more or less self-explanatory, so not much more to discuss here, but I would still like to know all of your guys' thoughts if you found this useful. But again, I didn't see this article almost all day. So it's kind of interesting to me to see that what they're trying to go for on this stance and seeing what they're going on. And there's a couple of things that might have some hiccups. I'm just going to go based off title. The SMS Protect might need a little adjustment, but overall the thing looks like it's been well thought out, so it should work. But again, the worry is that they're policing their game just a little too strictly, and they'll probably have to work on that. The system design for audio transcriptions, first-time users, endorsements, each individual thing is going to have its own thing, but I do agree specifically when it comes to the endorsements, because that always needed to be changed up. I just don't know if it's the right change yet, but that's really the only complaint that I have there. First-time users, it again seems like they thought that out pretty well. The audio transcriptions are an absolute agreement right here. It should make an easier time for reporting disruptive players. The competitive match screen, That was a huge improvement, and I think that that's good because you don't get to make preconceived notions and think, oh, we're going to win or lose a match. So already really agree right there. Ping system, already loved it. It's just a matter of figuring out what button to kind of hotkey. And general chat being removed did not really nothing. Talking about the forces of the internal versus external divisions being put in there, that's a great mention, and I actually do like it. Now, we just have to wait for Overwatch 2 and see how this all works out. So I'm going to go because I have to get ready to make dinner and all that. The baby's probably starving. Well, she's not starving. She's not crying. But again, let me know your thoughts down below, and be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll be trying to do more regular Overwatch 2 articles as they come out. I'm going to see if I can make that my thing and get a subscriber base from Overwatch 2 at the very little. I'm not really into From Software with Dark Souls anymore because for some odd reason they fell off the face of the earth for me since Overwatch 2. And I'm not going to even attempt that, but Overwatch seems like a good one for me to get my start on, and I would like to build up the hype and believe that they're actually trying to do something good for once. So with that being said, I'm going to let you guys go. I'll be streaming later tonight. Today's the 27th of September, if you didn't already know, but other than that, you can catch me over on Glimish, typically at nighttime starting roughly around 9 p.m. Central Standard. Other than that, I'll let you guys go. Peace out. I'll talk to you later.